This time capsule had been sealed for 50 years. Inside they had placed sketches of the future, made by the very first batch of students. When the capsule was finally opened, the principal started handing out the letters randomly to the kids. As the letters were opened, drawing is of rockets, others found ideas about new technologies. But Keller opened his letter. It had nothing but numbers, just numbers. The man was confused. He had no idea what it meant. He took the paper home and showed it to his dad. His father, Professor John, taught astronomy. He was sharp with numbers, so he decided to help his man figure it out. John carefully studied the paper, writing all the numbers down on the board, trying again and again to find some kind of pattern. At first, made sense, but slowly a date began to emerge. September. Curious, John checked online, and what he saw shocked him. September 2001, the day of the terrorist attacks. Not only the date but so the number written too. 996, that was the exact number of victims. But how was that possible? This letter had been placed in the time capsule back in 1959, meaning the prediction was written 50 years before the tragedy. John wrote down every single number from the paper and cross-checked them one by one on his computer. What he found him speechless. Earthquakes, plane crashes, almost every major disaster of the past decades matched perfectly, dates, locations, even the exact death toll. Whoever wrote this letter had predicted the future with chilling accuracy, but some numbers still didn't make sense. The next day, John showed everything to his colleagues and warned them the next date written on that paper was only 2 days away. The letter predicted 81 deaths, but nobody took him seriously. To them it sounded like paranoia or just a bad joke. They told him to relax, go home and get some rest. Disappointed, John returned home and kept a close watch on the news channels. The day of the predicted event arrived. Hours passed, but nothing happened. It was raining and John went out to pick up his man from school, stuck in heavy traffic. But then his eyes fell on the car's navigation screen. Latitude and longitude coordinates were flashing. In that moment it struck him. The extra numbers he couldn't figure out earlier, they weren't random, they were coordinates. He quickly compared them and confirmed it. The disaster wasn't just about a date, it was about a specific place. And that place was right near where he was stuck in traffic. He leaned out to ask an officer what was going on. His face turned pale before he suddenly turned and ran.